Sail training.
Sail training?
Schooners? Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your name and how did you first get involved with the schooners?
Hi, my name is Kate, and I first got involved with the schooners in 1992 when my mum decided that she was going to send me on a voyage.
Yeah. Have you done any of that type of stuff before?
I'd been sailing with the Ocean Youth Club before, and I'd done a bit of dinghy sailing, but I'd never been on anything that was quite as big as that. And I'd become a bit of a wayward teenager, and the reason that my mum sent me is because she thought it would be good character building stuff, and she thought it would knock a bit of sense into me.
Really? Okay. Yeah. So, in terms of your character and your personal development, what do you think has changed you in the short term and long outcome?
So, I think that sail training taught me that how to work as a team, how to cope in difficult circumstances, in situations that you wouldn't normally find yourself in, and it taught you not to be scared of anything and that you could actually achieve anything that you wanted to. That's sort of short term and long term. For me, I really liked doing it, so I ended up being asked back as a cook's assistant, and I sailed for a few years as cook's assistant, and then they somehow invited me back as cook. So I ended up sailing with not just the STA but with quite a lot of other tall ships as the cook, and being paid to do something that I really love doing.
When you first started, what did you wish to accomplish on the voyage?
To stay alive. Yeah, I don't think I had any expectations of what it was going to be like. I had no idea what it was going to be like, and my first voyage was particularly rough, really hard work. So I think my thoughts were, if I can get through this in one piece, then that would be a good kind of outcome for it. Yeah.
You mentioned that you learned how to work as a team.
Yeah.
Do you prefer to work as a team or do you prefer working alone sometimes?
I like both. I work on my own now, but I like working. I like the fact that you were thrown right in at the deep end with just a boatload of people that you probably would never meet in normal life, and you learnt how to get on. And by the end of the 2 weeks, they knew you and you knew them better than perhaps any of their family did, because you got to see them at their worst, and really at their worst, not at their best. But you learnt very quickly what people's strengths and weaknesses were.
What kind of personality do you prefer to work with? I know you don't get a lot of choices, but what kind of personalities you feel like the most comfortable with working on a ship?
Just easygoing people. There's no room for egos on a ship. So they were. Usually the people that were the most confident at the beginning would get knocked down a peg or two by the end of the voyage, and the people that were really quiet and shy, you would see a difference in them by the end, because they'd have come out of their shell and actually realised that they could do more than they thought they could.
And during the sailing, where do you feel the most pressure, and how do you deal with that pressure?
You probably feel the most pressure in rough weather, but because you're all together, then you realise that you can, if you work together, you can get through it. And the ship doesn't run without everybody pulling their weight. So when the alarm goes off at 3 a.m. and it's all hands on deck because there's a massive squall coming and you've got to get the sails down, you get up and you do it. You don't think that, oh no, I'm going to stay in bed, because you know that you have to work together to make it work.
How did you feel when you became the main cook, and is there any difference?
It's a lot more responsibility, but I was really young at the time still. I just thought it was just the best feeling to know that you were being paid to do something that you really love doing.
What was the most amount of people you cooked for at once?
During a tall ships race, I cooked for about I think between 100 and 150 people. That was in Norway, and I think there was some kind of Norwegian TV involved as well, and we had to cook something involving salted cod, which I'd never cooked before, and in huge pans. The whole scale of it was quite amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably the most that I've cooked for.
I'm pretty sure everyone makes mistakes doing their work. Have you made any mistakes that come to mind that have taught you something valuable?
Probably, yes. Can't think of any off the top of my head. But yeah, I'm bound to have made loads of mistakes.
But generally, as sailing goes, what is the most important thing that you feel that you've learned?
Not to be afraid of doing something that you're not familiar with.
Yeah. And what do you feel is your biggest achievement so far, sailing with the schooners?
Sailing with this, well, it wasn't on the schooners, but on their successors on the Stavros, which was the ships that took over from the Miller and the Churchill. And I sailed across the Atlantic in 2002 with them, and that's probably one of my biggest achievements. So say that you've sailed across the Atlantic on a tall ship is
really awesome.
kind of there's not many people that can say they've done that.
Is there any place that you haven't been to that you look forward to being to maybe in the future?
I'd love to get back to sailing again. I haven't sailed now for maybe 10 years because I've got a young family now, and it's not really the done thing to kind of disappear off and go to sea. But I'd love to go back and do it again.
Maybe later you can take them all along with you.
Yeah.
In your, where do you feel like you enjoy the most when you sail to?
Where have I enjoyed sailing the most? Around the Caribbean, definitely. Yeah.
The weather must nice.
Yes, the weather's lovely. The sea's lovely. That's really good fun around there.
Okay. Is there any other story that you wanted to share with us today? Anything?
I can't think of any other. Not off the top of my head.
Okay, that's fine.
There's so many. Probably most of them are not suitable for camera.
Alright, thank you.
Yeah.
I think that's it, really.
Okay, cool.
It was just that, yeah.